1212. You know what it is. Rebel Ted TV. We outside. I came through to see if I could bring some type of clarifications about what's going on out there in the Middle East. Why is Israel fighting Palestine again? I know we go back to the biblical times and all that, and Canaan and who belongs in that land and all that, Canaanites and Jewish people. I mean, we ain't going that far. We ain't going into the Bible. We just gonna go start in 1917. We're gonna start in modern days. 1917 is where it started with the Balfour Declaration. The Balfour Declaration was written by Arthur Balfour and Lionel Walter Rothschild. Oh man, Rothschild, they got that name again. Them Rothschilds was always in some shit, always some type of conspiracy or something. Anyway, it's crazy because Balfour means promise in Arabic. At least that's what it says or whatever. But yeah, they wasn't really liking that declaration. Yeah, they wasn't feeling that declaration at all. They gave most of the land to the Jewish people. So the Palestinians, they tried to boycott all the Jewish people. They didn't want to buy anything that was Jewish made. They tried to keep their money and regulate their money. With the British soldiers, they came in there and started arresting people. They arrested thousands of people for trying to do that. And they wasn't having that. So World War II came around. I guess these countries, America and Britain, was trying to make good in their deal now that they made in 1917. They made some type of partition, really. Basically chopped up the Middle East, like how they chopped up Africa. They handed out pieces of the Middle East. You get this, you get that. Know what I mean? France get a piece. England, you get a piece. Russia, you get a piece. You know what I mean? But Russia wasn't with it at that time. So like around the time in 1948, that's where it goes down. 1948, Bolsheviks had a revolution around that time. The Russians have gone through a revolution around that time. So they backed out of the deal. They ain't want no part of the deal. They ain't like the deal. And after that, they put France and Britain on blast. And everybody know about their secret deal. France and Britain, like, fucking, they ain't care. They still gonna do what they do. So they signed that. They petitioned their paper, and the day after they signed that, it was the Nakba. The Nakba is what the Palestinians call a catastrophe. That's when New York had to leave and go to other places, Egypt, Lebanon, or whatever, because they was bringing in the Jewish people. But the day after they signed that paper in 1948, Iraq, Egypt, Jordan, and Syria all attacked Israel. And that started the Israeli war. Then after that, it was a 6-day war. It was another war in 1973, but it was a 6-day war where things really changed. Israel got control of the Gaza and the West Bank. They got control of the borders. So they was rationing Palestinians food and water. You gonna get this, you get that. We're trying to control their diets. Palestinians wasn't really feeling that. You know what I mean? So they came up with an organization to represent the Palestinian people. And that's the PLO. Yeah, that PLO. Palestinian Liberation Organization. Yeah, that same PLO that Method Man was talking about. Remember that PLO style? Buddha monks with the owl. Yeah, them same niggas. But they are an umbrella organization. They had other organizations under them that was fighting the Israelis. And one of the organizations was the Muslim Brotherhood that had somebody in there named Ahmed Yassin. He was a cleric in the Muslim Brotherhood. Now these dudes actually started beefing with other members of the PLO because they didn't like how the PLO was doing. I mean, they felt the PLO was corrupt and not getting the job done. Now this ain't bother Israel not one bit. This is what they wanted. As long as they beefing with each other, they not beefing with Israel. It's all good. And then some people from the Muslim Brotherhood, they got tired of the fighting. They felt like the violence wasn't getting them nowhere, so they left. So Yassin started focusing on building mosques and schools and clinics and shit. And since the Israeli government was like, alright, fine, he ain't doing nothing, so just let him rock. But then the Muslim Revolution hit. In 1979, the pro-Western government in Iran, the Shah, fell in a Muslim revolution, some type of coup or something like that. They wasn't feeling him. They got him up ousted, get out of here. So the Muslims took over, and it was a wrap. They wasn't feeling the West. They not jacking Israel, nothing like that. They didn't even want to recognize Israel as a real state. Then Yassin started talking this armed struggle shit. Pick up your arms and fight against the evil Zionist oppressors and all that. That was a problem. Now Israel is looking at them. It wasn't a problem before when it was attacking other PLO organizations. But now it's a tragedy. Now it's so sad to see a Western class city having this happening. But the IDF, the Israeli army, was still in charge of the Gaza and the West Bank. Palestinians wasn't feeling that. So they basically started getting the shaking up there, a little rising thing, mini war, and they called it the First Intifada. And during that time, that's when Yassin introduced Hamas. Now, Hamas is a abbreviation or acronym of saying, the Arabic saying, basically mean Islamic Resistance Movement. It's crazy because they say the IDF, the Israeli army, created Hamas basically, because when they was going around rounding people up, arresting them for bombing shit, they sent them to South Lebanon. And that's when they met this organization called Hezbollah. Now Hezbollah is another Muslim organization in Lebanon that was fighting against the Israeli army. Now Hezbollah was trained by Iran. Hezbollah trained Hamas. And Hamas all followed Sheikh Ahmed Yassin. And he wasn't playing early. He put a head out on 2 soldiers. And I don't even know if they caught them soldiers, but they gave them niggas life. They gave that dude life just for putting that head out on him. But he got out like a year later or something like that. Also, Hamas said that they're not going against the Jewish people. They're going against the Zionist invaders. But I guess what, the Israel government saying they deceivers, they lying. Anyway, the Palestinian people, they got tired of the PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization. They was feeling Ahmed Yassin more as part of the Muslim Brotherhood. I just want to pause right quick. Isn't me? Does it seem like Stan Lee got his name from the X-Men teams, X-Men characters from these dudes going to war? Palestinian Liberation Front Organization, remind me of the Mutant Liberation Front. You got the Muslim Brotherhoods, like Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That shit is crazy to me. Anyway, back on topic. The people wasn't feeling the PLO. They figured they selling out. They wasting time. They ain't getting nothing done. So, in 2006, they had an election, and Hamas was in the election. They went against Fatah. Fatah is basically the PLO, another organization under the PLO. And Hamas beat Fatah in that 2006 election. And Fatah wasn't feeling that. They ain't like that. George W. Bush ain't like that neither. So Fatah, with the help of George W. Bush, American backing, tried to militarily take back the office, but it ain't work. Hamas held it down and held the crown, and they've been ruling ever since. And then after that, they rounded up everybody that was down with Fatah and kicked them out of the country. It wasn't playing. Get your ass up out of here. And that's where we at today. Hamas, Palestinian people is tired of the IDF controlling them, controlling their food, controlling where they could fish. They want their freedom. They don't think they should. Neither one of them think they should exist. So I don't know. Tell me how you feel about the situation. Are you wilding out or what? Who's wrong? I don't know. Let me know. One.